My biggest interests in life, or hobby if you will, are these things, cars. Hence why I've got 2 YouTube channels loosely based around them. I also like to save money as a Yorkshireman, so that's probably number 2. But number 3 is watching films. I love the whole experience, going to the cinema, and when I got an email from a company saying, we work with YouTubers, would you like to work with us regarding these? I looked at these and said, oh hell yes, yes please. I mean, would you say no to one of these? I love it, I love it. You've even got LED lights. Storage! More storage! And buttons. I wonder what these do. And back please. These are just worlds apart from anything I'm used to. Not only did this give me a flimsy excuse to build a cinema room, but it also meant I could get it past the missus because I'm contractually obliged. I'm building a cinema room to a Yorkshire-based budget. I'm talking the whole AV, you know, the speakers, the projector, the seating, everything. I'm going to try and do it as cheaply as possible, and well, yeah, it's not the typical thing that I put on this channel, but hopefully it will be slightly interesting. That is just a room, and I mean it is just a room. To get to it, you have to walk through this garage. There are no windows, and there's no central heating either. So I'm thinking infrared panels might be a good shout. But first, let me show you what the room's like, what I've got to play with, and ultimately what I had before. This is the room I have to play with. We are talking about a wall that has lots of masking tape, some black paint and some grey paint. So that is what my free projector was projecting onto. That's getting replaced with something better. That was £25 off eBay about 10 years ago. That seat there and this 3-seater sofa and another chair was £100 off Gumtree. So if I wasn't getting the beautiful Valencia seating, then that is what will be staying, and that would be the budget option. We have, of course, as every house probably does these days, have a Kallax unit, 5x5, so that's basically just garage storage and stuff like that. That's got to go. We have a cinema red carpet. That's staying. That was £60 as an offcut, and I fit it myself. And behind the Kallax unit, of course, is something that every household probably has somewhere or has in the past. Some gym equipment. It's a treadmill that's used for storage. I genuinely believe that I think I've done more steps from my toilet to my sink than I have on that treadmill. So part of me wants to keep it so I actually do some exercise, but the lazy part of me thinks, you know what, let's just get rid of it. That unit there, so this whole black thing, I'll show you that separately because that's the only thing that I'm definitely keeping, and that's where all the AV stuff will go. At the moment, all I've got is essentially big PC speakers, which are all right, but you know, it needs upgrading. So we're getting a new projector, we're getting much better audio equipment, second-hand of course. Come on, do work. We've got to move all this out of here. Move that in the garage. You go in there. You can go in there. I reckon you can. Put it back into it. That's now in there. Get in there. Just about. But we're not concentrating on the garage, it's this. I was watching the qualifying. It's alright. I'll do all the work. I'm doing all the cleaning and the carpet cleaning and the moving of the stuff. You just sit there, it's fine.
I'm watching football, more important.
Thanks to eBay and 120 of my pounds. Q Acoustics 2000i, that's the centre speaker. I've got 4 of these, left, right and rear speakers as well. The sub I'll show you in a second, but this was what Hi-Fi's speaker system recommended, or best of the year or something, back in 2012. So I think this is 6-7 years old, something like that. But it's just noise, isn't it? Compared to what I had before, just basic PC speakers, this is going to be phenomenally better. This is the sub. It's almost the size of my hand, and there's 2 speakers. It's very deep, so that should make quite a wallop when something explodes, or, well, you get the point. So there's that, the centre, and 4 of these. collectively, they should make quite a racket. This is the amp. It's a Yamaha RX V377. There you go. It's an amp that was 40 of my pounds, and it does DTS and HD. It does everything basically that you'd want from a modern system. I think that's about the same age as the speakers. Now this wooden structure, if you will, you can see it's pretty basic. It's nice and solid. You can literally stand on that if you wanted to. I've lined it with underlay, which I had spare from a Capit recently. So all that should be, well, I don't know. Does that help? Let me know in the comments. Does this make any difference? Because behind that is just plaster and wall, effectively, and a concrete floor beneath. So I'm just wiring everything up, putting everything in here. And then when I'm done, all these go on. You can see how they're manufactured. It's just basically a wooden rectangle with speaker fabric. So obviously the sound can go through it. That's the plan. That's where all the audio and everything is going to be hidden. So all you'll see is the screen and nothing else. It looks awful, quite frankly, but it doesn't matter because, as I said, you'll never see it. As you can sort of see from my creative use of polystyrene blocks, the speakers have been raised as much as they realistically can. So we've got the right speaker, the centre speaker, the big sub there, and then the left speaker over there. This chair will be gone, obviously, before we're finished. Right, that's the speakers cabled up. And get the bottom plate back on now. Give us a surround sound we're after. Again, I'm no audiophile, as it were, but it should be way better than the PC speakers I had before. Right, cables are running underneath the carpet to the amp, so they're hidden. Say hello to my old projector, which was an XGA one. It did its job and it was free, someone was throwing it out. Now though, I've got something second hand again, but a lot better. And HD. God, that took a lot longer than I thought. I couldn't figure out how the hell they put these things on. A projector bracket, a tenner from Amazon, so I can't really complain. On a BenQ, the hell's the model number? W1050. 50 quid. And it's done about 15% of its lamp hours. Full HD, works perfectly. I've seen it beforehand and they were very local as well. Don't worry, I've done my work from height training. Make sure I get this right way around. That should hook on there. There we go. There we go. That's how you do that. Way! Before anyone says anything, yes, I have figured out the throw distances and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty much the same as the one I had before, so that made it easy. Well, that looks worse. Look, it's all wet and... We could spend a lot of time painting them and doing more of these cool things, but I've got a better idea. Curtains. Good for sound absorption, for the audio not bouncing around the walls, and you don't have to do any painting. So we are going to have to do a DIY though. Oh. But it will involve a drill. I did a DIY. Well done. Yes. And I didn't break the wall or something. Okay. Now this might take a little bit. So that middle bit goes on that. Preliminary to see what it looks like. I think that's not too bad. Once we get the length sorted. Should we do that side now? I think this is how you use an iron on a wall. Not going to cause any problems at all. What can I say? Genius. Can you get out of the room? Have we done a good job? Have we DIY'd it? Oh, look at that! DIY! Oh, perfect. Beautiful. So we've done both sides now.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's even straight. Right, let's get the panels on. Sorted. The size of that determines how far away you should sit away from it. So we need to go from corner to corner now. I don't think you'll be able to do that by yourself, will you?
No.
Okay. Give us a second, folks. Right. 109-inch screen. Brilliant. So how far away should we sit from a 109-inch screen? What was it? 130?
Mhm.
Do you mean 102?
Yeah.
Optimal schmoptimal. I mean, you know, what do they know? I'm just slightly adjusting that in the position of the projector and using the test pattern. So are they near the edges of the black borders and the bottom? We're good?
Yes.
Face me? That's just weird. The Dark Knight. Forgot I had this in the back. So we're reusing. Painted that wall, so I got rid of all the black bits. That is now cinema-esque. And we just need something for that wall next. And he's right over there. Oh, Arnie. We're getting close. The one thing every room, cinema or otherwise, needs, of course, is LED light. Just not sure where. Right. This is how it looks. I should have done this before the curtains. I think that should do it. And then that should illuminate behind the curtains. Now, for the purposes of the budget angle of this room, that's what these are for. So I managed to get these for the bargain price I mentioned earlier. It's a 3-piece sofa, settee, chairs, everything you need essentially for what we're doing. But I have the Valencia stuff that's just arrived. So for the budget purposes, we've still achieved it. But in this case, we're not going for budget seating. That stuff is premium. These things are heavy, which is probably a good thing, because that means they're solid. It's what you want from seats, premium seats. Put your back into it, come on. If you want pocket money this week, you're going to have to move it. Okay, we're plugged in. I'm just lining everything up. Let's turn it on. So obviously, they're powered. She's even better. Goes on now. There we go. Right, keep that out of the way. These stunning seats from valenciatheatreseating.co.uk are... I'm astonished, quite frankly. I knew they were good from looking on the website and other YouTube channels that have reviewed them, but good God. I promise, I'm not just saying that because it's sponsored. I've been told I can say whatever the hell I want. So if you are looking for home theatre seating, then, well, here's the link. Everything will be in the description below, of course. But, oh wow. Now, to show you a proper tour of not just these seats, but the whole cinema room as we've pretty much finished it now. That'll be on the next video, and that'll be up very shortly. So let me just do it one more time. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you whenever. I don't know. Like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff.